In a quiet neighborhood of Portland, Oregon, as evening settled in, the rain intensified on the tin roof of a small garage. Raindrops struck the metal, creating a familiar rhythm. Marcus had just wiped the grease from his hands with a cloth when a rough motorcycle engine sound came from outside, and then, suddenly, silence fell. From behind the fogged windowpane, his gaze fixed on the street. A woman in a black leather jacket stood soaked beside an old motorcycle. Her hair, tangled by the rain, clung to her face. She wasn't making noise, nor was she calling anyone. She was simply standing there, as if holding together an inner storm. Marcus recognized that state immediately. That quiet helplessness, that loneliness. He had walked that road himself. He opened the door and stepped into the rain. He didn't know that this moment was about to change the direction of his life. Marcus Thompson, 34 years old, ran a modest garage on that very street. The place was small, yet so well ordered that everything seemed to breathe in its proper place. A few old thank you cards were pinned to the wall, and one photograph in which he was smiling, beside a woman whose eyes sparkled with life. That woman was no longer in this world. 2 years earlier, cancer had taken Sarah from him. As she was leaving, she could say only this: "Teach our daughter gentleness, and don't let yourself be alone." But loneliness slowly became part of his being. He kept living, yet it was as if the door to one room of his heart had closed. His 6-year-old daughter, Lily, was the light in his days. He made her breakfast, dropped her at school, and helped with homework in the evenings. He was both father and mother. Marcus sensed other people's pain quickly, perhaps because he had endured his own so closely. That was why he didn't charge those in need too much, sometimes not at all. The woman standing in the rain looked weighed down by a burden as well. Her name was Elena Vasquez. To the outside world, she was a successful business leader, but in that moment she was just a woman, alone, vulnerable, and searching for support. Wealth, fame, and success had formed a shell around her, one with little room left for feelings. She had achieved everything in life, except the feeling that someone could see her without an agenda. That day, her motorcycle stalling wasn't merely a mechanical failure. It was perhaps a pause granted by life itself. For the first time, she had to trust a stranger, without thinking about who he was, what status he held, or what he might want in return. When Marcus's eyes settled on her, he felt a strange sense of recognition. As if they had traveled different roads only to arrive at the same quiet bend. 2 broken hearts, 2 separate stories, yet the same absence. In that rain-soaked moment, where machines were silent and words weren't needed, compassion took its first step. And sometimes, love doesn't begin with a promise, but with a simple question. "Can I help?" The garage door opened amid the roar of the rain. Marcus stepped outside with an oil-stained cloth in his hand. "Why did your bike give up on you?" His voice held less unfamiliarity and more concern. Elena turned around. For the first time, their eyes met. There was strength in her face, but a gentle line of fatigue in her eyes, as if someone had traveled a very long road alone. "I don't really know myself," she said softly. "It just stopped all of a sudden." Marcus glanced at the bike, then at the woman whose clothes were simple yet refined. The watch on her wrist looked expensive, but her gaze carried a quiet emptiness along with its dignity. "Come inside," he said. "The rain is heavy. I'll take a look." Inside the garage, Elena sat on a plastic chair. Marcus worked in silence, sometimes studying a part carefully, sometimes nodding to himself. After a while he said, "The fuel lines are clogged. The bike hasn't been ridden for quite some time. It's not a big problem, it'll be fixed." "How much will it cost?" Elena asked, holding her purse. $50. She was startled. "That's all? I can pay more." Marcus paused and looked at her. "Why would you?" "The job costs what the job costs." That answer was new to her. In her world, price meant importance. "I just wanted to say thank you," she said quietly. "Thanks come from results," Marcus smiled, "not from money." Just then, the sound of small footsteps echoed. Lily walked in through the door, hair tied back, a sandwich in her hand. "Daddy, I'm hungry." Then she noticed Elena. "Oh, you're so pretty." Elena laughed, truly, from the heart, for the first time in weeks. "Hello, what's your name?" Lily. This is my daddy, she said proudly. He says machines are like people. If you take care of them, they stay with you. Elena looked at Marcus. Maybe I didn't take good enough care of my bike. The rain kept falling. For dinner, there was simple spaghetti. Lily talked about school, drawings, and her dreams. Elena listened quietly. This was a conversation with no benefit, no plan, just people. What do you do for work? Lily asked. Elena paused, then smiled. I work with computers. I make things. She was surprised at how easy it felt to say. When the rain stopped, the bike started on the first try. Thank you, Elena said, handing over the money. Then she hesitated. If I come again? The door stays open, Marcus said. This time, there was no unfamiliarity in his voice. The next day she came to get the bike checked. Then the next day, under the excuse of learning something. No one asked any questions, neither her nor him. Maria, the woman from the neighboring coffee shop, smiled and said, I've seen Marcus this content after a long time. Elena lowered her eyes, but a gentle warmth had already settled in her heart, the kind that appears in the sky after the rain. The second part is coming soon. If you liked the story, please like and subscribe.